I know you're a big Ohio State guy. Chase Young, do you pass on all of these quarterbacks and take him number one overall if you're Cincinnati, or do you have to get a franchise quarterback with the number one pick?
I mean, I guess it all sort of depends on your evaluation of Joe Burrow, but I do think that there are going to be teams that are going to be at the top of the draft that are going to be asking this question with a couple of the prospects. It's Chase Young. It could be like an Andrew Thomas from Georgia, the offensive tackle. It could be, Jeff Okudah, a corner from Ohio State. There are a number of guys I think that are going to go high in the draft where teams are going to be asking this question. And the reason why it doesn't relate as much to the prospects, the position prospects in this year's draft, it's just going to be available in next year's draft. And, I could see like a Cincinnati or a Miami or one of these teams that may be looking long-term. And if you're even a little lukewarm on Joe Burrow, do you decide to press the pause button, pick a really good player in the top 5, and then wait for Trevor Lawrence next year? So that to me is going to be like one of the most interesting storylines when we go into the 2020 draft. You got a quarterback class that's got potential. There's some good players there: Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert. But all these guys have strings attached. Joe Burrow's sort of a one-year guy. Herbert's a little raw and hasn't really fulfilled his potential yet. Tua's got the injuries, obviously. So if you're one of these teams who's got a high pick, do you say to yourself, I really like this defensive end, or I really like this corner, I really like this offensive tackle, let's just take him and wait and try to get in position to take Trevor Lawrence next year? I think it's a very real question that's going to be asked in a lot of buildings in the spring.
All right, quickly, Albert, getaway question before we let you go. How far does Tua fall?
As of right now, and I think it's impossible to know until you have all the medical information. As of right now, if he declares, I think he goes somewhere in the middle to the bottom of the first round. And what's interesting about it to me is it really could be to his benefit if he goes to say a New England or someone like that, where he'll have a chance to develop. He's sit for a year, develop, and be in a good environment, a good winning environment. Could wind up being to his long-term benefit. That said, I would say this. I've gone through the history of quarterbacks who come into the league with injury problems, and the first-round guys who we all had questions on coming in from that regard, almost all of them got hurt again. And I go back to Sam Bradford in 2010, Jake Locker in 2011, Robert Griffin in 2012, Marcus Mariota in 2015, Carson Wentz in 2016, Deshaun Watson in 2017. All those guys had major injuries in college, and all of those guys have had major injuries in the pros. And so, I think with Tua, the question is going to be very much related to his health. And it's not just one injury. He's had multiple ankle surgeries now, too, in college. And so, I think almost entirely the evaluation on Tua is going to come down to what each of the individual team's doctors say. And, right now, I think that's still very much up in the air.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download The Rich Eisen Show app.